Hello and welcome to Mags and Tilson. Well, it was a nice enough day to take out the Dyna after a long slumber, so I thought I would come out here to the shop and put the key in and maybe go for a little ride. And I was chomping at the bit to get this bike back on the road again and get a little breeze, but this is all I got out of it.
And that's all I get. Starter solenoid's out, I think, because the battery's good. And I came out here about an hour ago and I checked it out. So here we are with this now. So what I'm going to do is get into this thing and so the battery checks out, and the next thing I'm going to do is pull out the solenoid.
Or should I say the starter relay switch. That seems like a logical place to start. Okay, as you can see, I'm getting about a little over 13 volts. So I think this battery is good. And my lights are nice and bright. And the tach and the speed are lit up nice and bright. And the headlight, high beam, lights up nice and bright. So I assume that my battery is in good shape. So what I'm going to do here is take this chrome cover off here. And I think I'm going to check out the solenoid circuit breaker inside. And I'm going to have to replace it, I think. I'll go from there. I meant to say the starter relay switch.
Okay, the bolts are off here, so I'm going to pull this right off. We'll get that out of the way. And next, you pull these four nuts off right there. And it gives you access. And this is what we're after here. We are after this right here. And the solenoid is right here, so we're going to take that off.
Actually, I meant to say the starter relay. So let's get the starter relay out of the way and I'll get a new one. And I'll just replace it. So this should be an easy fix. I think a new one's about $7 or $8. I'll put an order in for this thing. I should have it. Or I'll just run down to Harley Davidson to see if they have it in stock. I'm not sure. It's an older bike, so they may not have it in stock, but I'll go down there and check it anyway. So anyway, this should be an easy fix, so let's get a new one. Okay, I just picked up a brand new starter relay over at Harley Davidson, so let's install this and see if this is going to cure our starter problem here. Well, once again, here it is. It's still clicking like this. Okay, before jumping the gun here, what I'm going to do is take out my 2-year-old Harley Davidson battery in my Dyna, and I'm going to replace it with this old Autocraft battery. This thing is 7.5 years old, and I use it on my long tractor. I use it on everything. It just bounces around the garage a lot on all my projects. and this thing puts out 385 cranking amps, and it's about 7.5 years old. And this thing's never let me down. It's the best battery that I ever bought. And that's the battery on my 1970 XLH that was charging as well. You know, I have a policy, always check the cheap and easy things first, and let's not start tearing into things. So I'm gonna go ahead and install this old Autocraft AGM battery inside my Dyna and see if it's gonna pull enough amps to get my bike started. Now my old Harley battery is 2 years old. It's not old at all, and it is pulling 12 volts, but it doesn't mean that it's pulling enough amps. And so here we go. I installed that old AGM battery that was about 7.5 years old, and the bike popped to life immediately. So this goes to show you, even though your battery is not that old, and when we store these bikes away, you know, the battery just sits a while, and it does lose some of its life like that. Now, I tested my 2-year-old battery. It's a Harley Davidson battery, and it was only putting out half the amperage that it should have, and it was not enough to start the bike. And here I am with this old Autocraft AGM battery that's 7.5 years old, and this thing is unbelievable. This old battery is the best battery that I've ever owned in my life. Like I said, I use it on my lawn tractor, I use it on all my equipment. I throw this battery all over the garage, just about on every project, and it's so old, but it still keeps working. So that goes to show you, you don't have to jump the gun on these things. Always check the cheap and easy things first, and it could be something as simple as a dead battery. I'm out about $7 or $8 on that breaker that I bought, but it's not a big deal. I'll keep it as a spare. But you know, before you start tearing apart your starter and your solenoid and start ripping into your motorcycle, you know, always have a policy of checking the cheap and easy things first, you know, before you start digging in deeper. Well, anyway, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Mags and Tillotson, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. You take care of yourselves. And don't forget to like and subscribe. It's absolutely free. Go ahead and smack that button. It'll help out the channel an awful lot. I really appreciate it. See you guys next week. All right. I'll keep the music going just a little bit longer. Ow, ow, ow. Ow, ow, ow. Let's get on the road again. Let's get on the road again. No more relay blues.